It's story time, and I'm back in the RV here. Story time is brought to you by an old friend, and in the RV here after this weekend's ARRL field day. It was a great time, a lot of experience. I want to make a video exactly about my entire field day experience with this RV, but in the meantime, I want to show you something I haven't had in my hands for a couple years. I want to thank my buddy for getting it back to me, because now this is sentimental to me, and much like that Kenwood TS2000 is, I figured he'd like to hear the story. So let me switch the camera lens around here. And I'm using my phone because it seems that lately it's just way easier to use this phone and not have to do the editing and stuff or whatever. But anyway, so that, remember I showed you a video on this, okay? We're going to go into what happened with that on field day, but what I wanted to show you is this. You ready? Look, we got stuff everywhere, man. Look at this. Field day was rocking and rolling in the RV. Feast your eyes on this. Do you remember this, guys? This is the story time. This was my original FT-450 transceiver, the very first one that I got, again, from my buddy who passed away, my Elmer, who I got this from, Patrick KI4LUI. Well, in 2009, when I upgraded, he told me, Eric, you gotta upgrade to general, man. And, you know, in 2009, so let's see, 2004 I got my license. 2009 I got a general, and I worked a deal and bought this from him, mowing his grass and doing some other stuff. And years, I mean, dude, if you go back to my old videos, there is, I mean, I was all over the world in this thing on those old videos, really. And I made a decision, which was stupid because I was broke, and decided to bring it to Orlando to sell it a couple years ago. And my buddy, Craig, got this back to me, and I thank him dearly, because since then, my Elmer, who passed away last year, about a year and 3 months ago, you know, man, he loved this radio, and he's had a lot of radios in his day, but now this is sentimental. And it does have a problem, but it's got the original book and the box. I'm going to fire this up on this little bio window to make sure, just to see if it turns back on, but the PA section was gone. It did still receive, it did still work, but the story behind this was, I set this up as a 10-meter beacon. The video's in my, YouTube videos. Set this up as a 10-meter beacon, and I guess, that excessive force, after using it for many years as a beacon at 5 watts, those relays, something happened to the final output section. Not the finals. It was the protection circuit that says, hey, your SWR is too high, and beep, and the antenna thing comes on. Well, what happens is they're like little specks of glitter. And again, a few years ago, you can look in the videos, I thought I was going to go in and start troubleshooting. I replaced a few relays. I pulled the relays out, the whole PA board, and couldn't fix it. It thinks the SWR is infinite. And what happens is it shuts down the PA section. So when I tested the finals, they were okay. All right, but this has a lot. I have tens of thousands of hours on this radio. I'm doing this one-handed with a phone, guys, so excuse my lack of professionalism here. Let me pause this so I can plug this in here. There it is. Oh, there it is. Where's the vault? Here it is. Okay, so let's see. I forget how to even use this thing. I don't hear the internal speaker. I wonder if that's still plugged in. I think when you take the top off, you got to unplug it. Yeah, I don't hear the internal speaker anymore. But basically, here's the story behind this. So you see how the screen's green, right? Let's see. Oh, look, you can tell I was on CB with it. Look, you can tell. I modded this thing years ago, and I did a modification which was easy. Now, for some reason, for this one, I can't find it online anymore. I didn't have to cut wires or do anything. It was more of a button push to get the mod for Mars cap, whatever, but 11 meters, I talked on the CB on this thing. Absolutely, I did. Actually, I used to talk right here. Hold on. Let me see here. I gotta remember how to even use this thing. There you go. Lower sideband. 27385, right? So the screen is green because, and I bet you it's in this manual. I remember Patrick had it in here. He wrote it down and he said, Eric, let's see. I guess these are all the people that had this radio. There was something written in here. Here it is. Here it is. Pressing the following while power on. ATT or attenuator, noise blanker, AGC, turn display knob to LED, INT, 1, LED, 1, 2, and 3. You adjust the colors, right? So what happened was, and then once I exited, I switched it to green because it was white. Originally, it's white, okay? And when I did that, somehow I could never get back to white. When I went to white, it's not there anymore. It's black, it's dark. So I went to fire red, like, what this is. I went to blue, all kinds of things. But everybody used to say in the videos, Eric, how come your screen is green? I've never seen that before. Well, that's in the manual. Play the video back. Be careful in that menu. If you're in that service menu and you screw something up, you ruin the radio. Because unless you know what those service things were, it's gone if you can't get them back, okay? So please don't ruin your radio for that. So, this thing has a lot of digital on there. I've done PSK for years on it. I did a lot of 6 meter on here. Here's one story. I hope this is not too shaky, guys, because I'm using my phone. But here, so let's go to 6 meters, right? That's FT-8 frequency. But, so what Pat used to do, right? He'd go down to the beacon portion, right? And in this radio, if I can remember now, hold on, let me see how. Yeah, see, that's what it would do when you would transmit, always, right? Okay, so in the menu, let's see, function, if I can remember this, or power, you go to beacon text, right? Look, it's still in there. It's still in there. Look, KJ. Oh man, KJ4Y. Look, KJ4YZI beacon. EL9720. I had 20 watts, right? Look at that. It's still in there. That is cool. That's the last time I used this radio, right? So, what Pat used to do was, years ago, he used to do that. He would set it up on beacon. And how do I get out of this? There you go. He'd set it, and I remember years ago, he said, Eric, go on his website, look up my call sign. He used to beacon this thing on 6 meters all day. And these people in Germany and France and Australia, whatever, would report the beacons they heard that day. So that's where I got the beacon idea, was because when I did the 10 meter beacon, I figured I don't need the controller and all that stuff. I'll just use this as a beacon. That thing ran for like a week and a half, and that was it. She gave up the ghost. No, the SWR was 0. Trust me, it's right back here. There's a little SWR sense section, which is like a bunch of fly shit or specks of glitter. And those little tiny surface mount devices, one of them failed. And that's it. So, I was checking and probing with the service monitor. I had RF2 wherever, but then that section would engage and disable the PA to keep you from burning up your finals because it thinks the SWR is infinite. So, long story short, I got it back here, and now I'm going to keep this forever because, hey, Pat would be proud. I mean, here's Pat's other radio, and guess what? This one crapped out. We'll talk about that in the next video on Field Day. I'm sad. That might be a fix-all. I'm going to ask you guys what you think about that. Maybe you can help me fix it, tell me what to check. But, man, this is a blast from the past. I mean, there was so many cool things you could do with this little old radio. I mean, if you look on the back here, right? So I remember there was a 8-pin right here for the data, and I used to use that for like PSK. I made my own homemade cables. This was a serial port for cat control. I used to use that with Ham Radio Deluxe. Never had the linear. I do have in a box in my garage, I do have the Yaesu linear relay that you would plug into here, then plug your linear in, and it's like a $70 thing, you know, that you bought extra, and Pat always had that. And now, if I could see, I don't know. Nope, I don't know. Pat had a service, what do you call it? What he paid for? He paid $45 for that carrying handle. This carrying handle was an add-on. That's an add-on. And then it does have the feet on the front. I think. No, this one didn't have the flip-up thing. I think another radio I'm thinking of. But yeah, that carrying handle, he bought that. He bought the MD100 mic. I had to get rid of that. The mic fell apart. I don't know what happened. The rubber disintegrated. The wires disintegrated in the mic. It was just everything fell apart on that mic. I sold that mic broken for like $50 on eBay for someone to use just the mic, because the bass it was the MD100A8X with the high and low emphasis and low cut and all that stuff. So there you go. The old FT100, FT-450 rather. Yeah. FT-450. You can see how I record different using a phone, because I'm just doing this as a little update video here. Not trying to be we're going to use a tripod and all that stuff. No. Anyways, there you go, guys. The FT-450. If you have the power supply board, not the power supply board, damn it, the PA board, if you have that section, okay, that would work in this radio, that I can restore this and use it for a beacon again, or even make contacts on it. I mean, this thing's going to sit, when I get my ham shack done, I'm going to have now this, that, and Pat's Drake L4B amplifier in there. And that's my memories of Pat, you know, amongst the other things I have here. If you have a way, like an old one that the screen's gone but the radio works fine, please let me know. I'm not rich, but if you have make a deal, you want to trade me something, you want an antenna analyzers, and well, not that one, but if you want something, let's make a trade. I got a couple, a Dentron tuner, I got a couple other cool things in the closet, radios and stuff. I'll trade you. I mean, oh, by the way, I used that on field day, about 90 watts right there, on 20 meters, a little Soltronic. Got that from a Pat as well. Used that with the 705. Had to get a little more oomph. So anyways, thanks guys. 7-3.